I'll be turning 30 years old soon, which made me go, I only sport a sole existence. For the first time in my life I pre-ordered something. This time the new Samsung S20. And no, I did not pay extra for the attributes I'm never going to use during my ownership and got the cheapest 4G version. Besides the frivolous consumerism, what got me curious is not any of the new features compared to my current S9, also the cheaper one. Although the 64 megapixel camera with 8K possibility is the only reason why I did this at all. It actually was the 0% down, 0% interest with a free set of Galaxy Buds Plus for 48 months without a telecommunications service contract or other binding monetary obligations for $14.56 a month after I wanted to feel like a man and paid €200 in. You're trying to offer me a brand new flagship phone for free with more than €100 of instant reimbursement in selling the Buds Pluses for peanuts a month? Sign me up. Without further ado, let's get unboxing. Now I'm gonna start off by discarding the Buds Pluses because I'm not gonna open these. This is just pure money. And I have a case here which I ordered from Amazon. It's a Temden case that arrived on time, but I'm gonna open it up and see how it fits on the phone, but it's irrelevant. Now let's get the phone unboxed. I'm not gonna do a real-time commentary on it. I'm just gonna get everything out and then we'll see what we got in there. As you witnessed yourself, there's nothing extraordinary in the box. The phone itself, wall charger, USB cable for the phone, earphones, which I'm never gonna use. These are gonna stay minty factory fresh. Some booklets, warranty information and quick start guide. You got your SIM card tray tool. There's nothing else in here, nor there's nothing else in the boxes. In year 2020, it is as it's always been. I'll be capturing all the comparative footage with a GoPro Hero 6 Black. It will give us another angle to compare the 4K footages of all the devices between the Hero 6 Black, S20 and the S9. An interesting aspect that I noticed right off the bat is that the second SIM card slot services as a micro SD slot. It's the same on S9. So if you want to run a micro SD, it seems that you can forget about running the second SIM card. This is me doing the classic slide your finger on the phone screen for a comparison test. Yes, that is an industry staple comparative test. Here's the thing, there's no difference whatsoever between these two phones when just handling. By the time of me reading this in, it is the 9th day of me using the S20. I've had the S9 for 1.5 years. I like my phone's reasonable size and I thought I will notice the 0.4 inch difference, but besides the ugly case that I have the S20 in at the moment, I have not even noticed that I have a new phone. As far as the minuscule difference in the screen quality and resolution attributes, these are not noticeable when using the phones. S20's 120Hz refresh rate mode makes you feel like you are using the phone in bullet time, but I find it rather gimmicky than anything else. The 60Hz quote-unquote lag makes me feel more at home. The processing power and RAM statistics. What can I say? Is Fortnite out on Android? Let me check. It is. Here you go. Maybe S20 will get you that extra victory royale or two, but for an everyday user like me, you're hard pushed to notice any differences.
I'm freaking out, man.
Ah yes, the cameras. Shooting photos and video in dim lighting conditions seem to me like the best comparison between the cameras. Shooting proper photos in complete darkness without light sources is not technically feasible anyway, and I reckon with little lighting the capabilities of the camera should come out the best. As it is evident, photos made with next to no outside light source do not work with either phone. Darkness is just darkness. I'd say flash photos on both phones are equal. S20 seems to have more well-focused flash for a close vicinity take, which lights up the possible photo area more concentrated. The night mode is where S20 stands out, but then again the photo quality is still terrible. S9's night mode photo is just atrocious, but in all honesty, trying to capture a proper photo with no ambient lighting with your phone is just wishful thinking. Overall, the S20 takes crispier photos and especially in dimmer conditions. Who the hell tries to take serious photos with their phone in next to no lighting anyway? 64 megapixels is more than 12, but let's be real. 12 is plenty enough for the 99% of the photos taken with a phone. But more is more and more is better, right? Coming next is a video and sound quality comparison between the S9 and the S20. In similar conditions, previous photos were taken on the various acceptable video quality levels. Just for reference, this is how the audio signatures show up on Sony Vegas. Samsung advertises S20's massive zoom capabilities. I think my phone's maximum was 32 times. So let's try out various zoom levels on various modes. So this is 8K and let's see how much can we zoom in. 8K zooms in 6 times. This is 4K. 60 frames per second, and this mode zooms in 10 times. I don't know why would you want to zoom in with your phone, but let's try 1080p. This is 1080p. Let's see how much it zooms in. Also 10 times like 4K. Now I'll let you check out the zoom capabilities of the photo mode to some soothing music. I talked about the price and why I bought the phone. I unboxed it, fiddled around with both phones side by side. I shot pictures and video and showed it comparatively on the screen for anyone's own eye to be the king. That about covers what I take interest in. What about the playad of other features the phone has, like wireless power share, quick share, music share? Come on. Short of 7 here. What can I say about options that I have not figured out using this far and most likely will end up never using? 5G, it has 5G. Nah, like Estonia does not have a 5G network, my phone does not have the capability. I mentioned the 120Hz refresh rate and brought out the battery size difference. What about the nifty photo video options I tried only maybe once on the S9 and never bothered again? What about these? Who's going to look at those panoramas and slow motion videos after taking them more than once anyway? It has a 12 megapixel front camera. No headphone jack? Well, the phone came with pretty expensive wireless earbuds for free, but still, no headphone jack. Super fast charging is not much faster than the S9's. The battery is 25% larger and the overall charging time seems identical. Here's the thing, the 20 series does not have the E version. I'm putting it out there that if you're missing the possibility of the E version in the 20 range, meaning you're not looking to dish out 800 or more currency, and you don't have any of the S10 phones yet, then you might as well get the S9.
I have to celebrate you, baby.
Since I do not want to lose the possibility of being sponsored by Samsung one day, my claim would be that the S9 is still very capable 2 years later. The technology in the S9 is still relevant enough that if you can pick up one new for less than 400 euros, then that is a good alternative to spending twice as much for a S20. Since I picked up my first Samsung in the guise of S6, obviously neither of the Edge versions, 4 years ago, I have been very satisfied with both of my Samsung products this far. Due to the S9 being such a good phone, are you hearing this, Samsung? But I'm hard pushed to be in any sort of awe with the S20 that I have now. I do not feel any worse off for having obtained the S20, nor do I feel that the machine in my pocket has made leaps and bounds compared to the machine that I had in my pocket before. So it's really up to you, to the consumer, what you're gonna do. Are you gonna big ball and get the phone that I'm filming with? Or are you gonna stay fiscally sensible and just get the S9? Another thing that I find annoying is that this phone doesn't connect with my other car too well. It's a 2008 Audi. It's connected to the Bluetooth. When I go to the memory, doesn't have any numbers. It only has numbers dialed. So I'm gonna blur it out, but that's my father's number. I manually dialed it. Manually punched in the numbers to call to my father from the car. Let's say I will start a new call from my phone down here. Call. Not registered on the network. And this is the trouble I never had with the S9. Either I manually dial the number from the car's MMI or I can't call. S9 connects up, everything's good. I can choose the number from my phone, call it, it will call via the car phone, and all good. Maybe one can choose some settings from somewhere. I didn't touch anything with the S9. It just connected up and good to go. The phone shows it's in a remote SIM mode. I can't do anything on my phone at the moment. Car is using the SIM card somehow. The phone can't access it, and I can't call from my phone. I can't do anything. But I can't do anything from there too besides manually punching in the numbers. Very important test for the S20 is how it fit in my SDI cup holders. As you can see, S9 with the case, no problem, just like I like it. Just fits the cup holder, moves freely, you can take it in and out, no problem. And how does the S20 fare with its ugly Temden case? Well, it does fit, but hardly diagonally and not the way I like it. Let's see, the front cup holder, nah, no way. Diagonally again, but not the way that I like it. How does the S20 fare without the Temden case? Well, without the case it's just fine. You can move freely and it fits as I need. So, the moral of the story is I have to get a better case. Since I'm losing light for recording here, I will do the last thing and unbox the Temden protective case for the S20 and let's see how it fits. This is ordered from Amazon and I'll put the link down below. Now I can already tell I'm not a big fan of the Temden case. It's too bulky and just ruins the phone for me. Now it looks like one of those work phones that has a rugged case around it, like cat phones. I can't say that I dig this case. I like more of a sleek look, a slight case around the phone to protect it, so I don't think I'm gonna be using this one. But functions fine, you can do your tappage and whatnot. It has nothing on the screen side, so that's why the screen is as responsive as it is always. Because there's nothing covering the screen really, and the buttons to work without a problem. But yeah, I can't say that I'm a fan. It does fit well and it has a little hatch down here covering the charging port and whatnot, but I can't say that I'm a big fan of these kind of cases. As you can see, on my S9 I had a pretty expensive case, so this was 30 euros. The Temden one is like around 14-15 euros. Even this one is a bit too bulky, but it has done its job well and it has protected the phone well. I've never had any problems even dropping it face down, because this is very well engineered, I suppose. When you're paying 30 euros for something, then you should expect to get your money's worth. So my phone's been fine, and I'm the kind of person who likes to keep their things in a very good nick for reselling purposes always. It's a bit dirty, but it's totally scratch free. As you can see, it's totally scratch free. The expensive case that I bought from the Philippines has done its job well, and I'd rather take this one than the Temden one. I don't really like the Temden one at all.